Hello everyone, this is Mohammed Aljaber. Welcome back to another one of Chapter 5 exercises. In this video we're going to be looking at exercise 5-2A of our Managerial Accounting course. So let's read the question together first. Provide at least one example of an appropriate cost driver allocation base for each of the following activities, and then they're giving us a set of activities. So we'll go over these activities, and based on their nature we're going to try to assume an appropriate cost driver. So if we were the accountants of this particular company, what would be the cost driver that we are most likely going to use in order to determine a cost rate for each of these activity pools? Okay, so let's go over the first one. A, engineering drawings are produced for design changes. Okay, now these are used for designing changes to the products, might be, and something like that. So we could use number of drawings, for example, or to be more accurate, because the design for one product might be more labor intensive and time consuming than another product. So it could be more accurate to use hours, okay, of drawing, right? So, and the question wanted us to assume at least one, or give at least one example. So we could use, or we could give multiple examples. So as I said, for this one, could be number of hours, spent in those drawings, or it could be number of drawings, whatever the management might deem more appropriate. Okay. B, purchase orders are issued. So for the purchase orders, the most appropriate cost driver would most likely be the number of purchase orders, right? So for each time we place an order, we can use the number of times we place orders as our driver. So with that, we allocate a certain cost to each purchase order. Okay, so here we'll say number of POs, or purchase orders. C, products are labeled, packaged, and shipped. Because this is a unit level activity, we need a driver that takes that into consideration, right? Because each unit or each piece of product that we produce, we're going to need to label it, package it, and then ship it, right? So we could use the number of units as our cost driver here. So we'll say number of units. Let me switch to a darker color, could be a little bit more visible to you on the screen. Next one, D, machinists are trained on new computer controlled machinery. So basically here we're talking about the cost of training these machinists on the new computer controlled machinery. So again, could be the number of workers that we train, or we could use the hours of training, right? So we'll say number of workers, number of workers, or training hours, number of training hours. Next one, E. Lighting is used for production facility. Okay, meaning that this is the cost of the electricity that is consumed by illuminating the facility as a whole. So here also we could assume multiple things. We could say the number of hours that we use those lights, keep them on, or we could use the square footage or the meter or the square meters of the facility itself. Okay, so it could be square footage, or we could use hours of operation. So the number of hours that the facility is in use or in production. Next one, F. Materials are unloaded and sorted for production. Okay. Here also we do have multiple ways of determining a cost driver for this. Because the materials are unloaded and then they're stored for production, we can use the number of units, because that would be needed to be carried out, or this activity is going to be carried out for each unit of production. So number of units. Okay. We could use the number of batches or loads. So number of loads, right? Or how many times we unload the products. We could also use number of shipments. Number of shipments. As you can see, there's no one set way to do this. It all goes back to the best estimate of the accountants of the company along with the management. They would be the most appropriate people to evaluate the situation and see what kind of cost driver would be most appropriate and will give us more accurate results. Next one, G. Maintenance is performed on manufacturing equipment. Now this is a maintenance cost. We could use the number of equipments that are serviced, okay, or the number of service orders. We could use the number of hours that the machines are running. So there's also multiple ways to determine this. We'll go with machine hours. Or number of service orders. Next one, H. Sales commissions are paid. Again, here we could use number of units that are sold. Or we could use sales dollars. So the amount in dollars, the amount of sales that are generated. Next one, I. Direct labor is used to change machine configurations. This is carried out in factories where the machines could have more than one configuration to produce multiple things. So we could use the number of configurations. Figs. We could also use the machine hours. Okay, and we could also use labor hours for those workers who are going to do this job. Right? Last one, J. Production equipment is set up for new production runs. Typically, when you see the word setup, the most appropriate allocation would most likely be the number of setups. Right? I could say the number of setups. We could also say labor hours for those workers who are going to do this task. Let me erase this from here. Labor hours. Okay. So that would be one way to respond to exercise 5-2A of second exercise in chapter 5 of our managerial accounting course. Hope you found this video useful, and I'll see you in the next one, inshallah. Take care.